Hi guys, just wanted to give you a rundown on some of the latest styling enhancements and features I'd like to propose for the Abby interface for PIOS. Well, first things first, whoops, well this is the volume. Just get out of that for a second. And it's much bigger and colors can be changed, but that hopefully is adequate. And of course, we've been discussing how a kiosk manager could set up a Wi-Fi connection from the Abby kiosk. So when a kiosk manager puts their key in now, I've got a menu coming up. And this will take us to the caregiver screen as would normally happen if they put their key in. But now we get this menu with two big buttons. I'll take you into the settings. Uh, this is not in the master branch. This is the one thing I've just simply uncommented for the sake of this demonstration to show you that it's wired up and we can put more tiles in here for different features. So first I'll just go into here. This is just a stubbed out screen interface for setting up a Wi-Fi connection. And you can see that it's got the special characters for multilingual use. And it just works within itself, but is all stubbed out. Nothing happens. And that's my next task. But it's there to start, and then this was just a concept. This could be an area where we set up individual, resident settings, as we've discussed, like timeouts, number of songs behind a slideshow, things like that. Yeah, and I know I'm probably forgetting some things, but that's the idea there. And then it's not in the master branch at the moment. I'm just showing it to you. And this is a nifty little feature here I thought I would introduce. If I come in here, it gives me some information on the kiosk. And we could put kiosk level settings in here. I was thinking things like the duration of the ambient invitation versus the video. There's probably a few little things we could put in there. Timeouts of games and caregiver screen. And even an online button to show whether we're online or offline could be right in here. But for now, I'm just showing some information about the kiosk. And this refresh button, I will demonstrate right now what I have going on with this. So it shows us that it was last synced 244. And I'll just, well, first of all, before I get into that, I just want to say about this menu flow is that as a kiosk manager, no matter where I am in this set of screens, it doesn't matter. As soon as I take my key out, I'm back to Abby. So I'm out of Abby. I just pulled my key out. Let's just say I'm going to minimize the screen for a second. And let's say I change my language, kiosk language to French. and let's say in the meantime, in the background, the sync runs. And a kiosk manager comes back, puts their key in, notices that it's still not French. I know it came up in one of the meetings in our DevOps group hugs, whether the app needed to be restarted or not when a key got changed. And I said that it didn't, but in fact it did. It does. I looked at the code, so I was mistaken there. So I thought to get around that. So if a key gets changed or it gets changed to the language gets changed, it currently has had to be restarted. So I thought a way to get around that would be a system settings. So this will refresh the state is what it does. Now I don't know a proper label to put on there. And plus the more labels you're going to see in a second, the more translating you need to do. So I'll click this, and since, oh, I see that it's synced at 251, and I know that I made my change before 251, so I'm thinking, oh, well, it's synced, but it's still English. So I click this, and it reloads the state. So that includes the key things. So this is just a count of the manager keys and resident keys. Oh, and that was another thing, is that on this screen, we could have a list of, say, the residents and their key numbers and things like that. Um, and I realized that this stuff is more required in the PIOS version because of the fact that we don't have the intranet site to help us with that same information. This is what confirms that our information came from the ambient access site and is down on our kiosk. And that intranet site served that purpose, even if no one really used it, it was there. So that's that. And I guess just generally styling features. So now I put my key in, I'm in this menu here, and if I want to see some content, I come in to the caregiver screen. You saw it said chargement, that loading overlay has been fixed. And you can see some styling's been done in here as well. I've added some animation to the tabs, toned this description down a little bit. These cells, these are HTML table cells, have a button action to them now. They, go down and up. And they have some bit of different styling, a bit of a radius to them. The slideshow itself has also changed a little bit too. You can't see it on this image, but the transition has been made more gradual and smoother, and I want to propose we reintroduce the yellow background. I thought it was nicer. The gray was a little drab, I thought, but plus these don't stand out as well. But it's the same gradient and shade as the ambient invitation is right now. So it has a nice feel to it. That transition's a little smoother. And that's all there is in there, I believe. And then I come out, and now let me think, what else did I want to say? Oh, okay, so now I'm going to pull my key out, and I'm back into Abby, and I think you already saw before I put my key in earlier, the ambient invitation has a little different look to it. I'll just let one come up here. Okay, so it has a swell and contraction to it. It's just a bit of movement to it, and a slightly different font, slightly more, a slightly gentler shade of yellow in the background. Also, there was an ambient invitation on the French Abbeys that does not work on any of the French Abbeys out there. The one that says Le Chien, it has an accent over the E, and of course, it's not going to show up for us now. It'll be the next one coming up, but it has been fixed as well. There's a little accent over one of the E's and I'll paste it into this video, and you'll see what it does look like on all the other French Abbeys out there, but how it's been fixed on this one. The radio, I gave it a little bit of extra styling. It's got a bit of relief to it, a 3D look to the dial, and yeah. And the slideshow out here is the same thing with the yellow background and the nice smooth fade transition. Of course, the volume can be brought up at any time. And I think that's it. Yeah, I didn't have to think for some when I forgot some nothing we can see. So, I think that's getting out of the minutes and it's a lot longer. There's the one I wanted to describe right there. So I will just end it there, I think. And of course, as always, don't subscribe, don't like it, and give it a thumbs down. Thanks for watching.